Hello? T. Higgins? He's not going to play. Well, I heard he was questionable. I'm getting some good info in right now. Right here live on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. I'm Scott, your host. Are you sure about that? Okay, T. Higgins isn't going. Well, I have to change my lineup then. We might put Ricky Pearsall in from the 49ers. He's back active. I've got him on my team in the Yahoo League. Okay. Thank you. Got a lot of info out there. Jaguars getting ready to kick off at 1 o'clock. Subscribe to our channel, talking Jaguars, NFL, college football, the SEC, and more. Hit the subscribe button. Be here, I should say, and leave us a comment. Whoa, we're live. Jaguars. Let's see. Got Micah Parsons is out with an ankle. DK Metcalf with Seattle, wide receiver doubtful with a knee. I'm looking at some of the stuff on the monitor right now. A lot going on. You're welcome to our live stream. Jaguars kicking off at home against the Green Bay Packers. Subscribe to our channel. Like the, like our stream, our live stream. Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Like the stream. Like the podcast, and by all means, subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting on? Come on, subscribe to our channel, the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Florida Gators and Georgia Bulldogs off this weekend. They play next week in the big one, the cocktail party on November the 2nd, Saturday, November the 2nd. Thank you for checking us out live. If you read the ticker, we're talking Jaguars, NFL, college football, the SEC, and more. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment if you will. NFL football kicking off at 1 o'clock. T. Higgins is out. And I got some info earlier in the day that he's questionable and he was feeling better, but man, you get out there with pregame warm-ups. Oh, my back hurts. My shoulder hurts. I think it was a quad with him, I believe. Got the Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay's a 4-point favorite. Kickoff. Oh, that clown Michael Strahan picked Green Bay, didn't he? I'm picking the Jaguars. I like Michael Strahan, actually. In the early days of fantasy football, when we could actually pick defensive players in certain games, I had Michael Strahan on my team when he played for the Giants. So I like Michael. I've just got to joke it with that. But he's picking Green Bay. Let's make Michael regret that decision. I just finished up some Tex-Mex, some rice, some white chicken, grilled chicken, dark and white chicken kind of combined, and some rice and some nachos. So I've had my pregame meal. Oh, there's Jacksonville. Jacksonville is getting ready to come down, make his jump, his leap into Everbank Stadium. We're getting ready to kick off. Good old Jacksonville Jaguars. If you're watching live, get Higgins out of your lineup. He's not playing. Brother Higgins is not playing. T. Higgins is not playing today. Grab you another wide receiver off the bench. Put him in because Higgins is not going to score. I got him out of my lineup. I got... In the Yahoo League, I've got the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, the guy from Alabama. Been with the Eagles a few years now. Good player. Sometimes he's, what I like about him, sometimes he'll run one in from 2, 3, 4 yards out and get you 6 points. So we're going to get ready to crank it up here. Jaguars, Green Bay in Jacksonville. Green Bay's a 4-point favorite. The NFL games, in the college game, the high school football games on our website at bigjreport.com. Scroll the homepage, and again, we're live. Let me pull up the college scores. We can get to those real quick before the NFL games start. Remember, get T. Higgins out of your lineup. You're out of here, T. Well, T can't play, so you don't need him in your lineup. Nothing against him. He's been a good player, and he'll probably be back next week, I'm assuming. So we'll take a look at some Hey, ZZ Top. ZZ Top is coming to St. Augustine in a few months. That's kind of cool. I have to add that to our concert listing at bigjreport.com. I got a post from Alex Nunnery, our Big J Report sports reporter. Alex says, how about the Bold City Rattlers? Jacksonville's newest ABA team. The Rattlers are 2-0 on the season after a 133-101 win over the Florida All-Stars on Saturday night, October the 26th. They're back home on November the 9th to come out and see Stephen Walker. Is it Stephen Skywalker, maybe? Stephen Walker, Xavier Zamar Bankhead, and Josh Barnett. And Anthony Walker, Dylan Cormier, and your Rattlers all season. Great post in the Big J Report Facebook group. Teams are coming on the field. Looks like the Jags are all in teal. All in teal. Should we check some college football scores? Okay, Notre Dame beat Navy on Saturday. These games are Saturday, October the 26th. Notre Dame destroyed Navy, actually. Notre Dame 51, Navy 14. Alabama blanked Missouri 34-0. Ole Miss 26, Oklahoma 14 the final. Texas A&M 38, LSU 23. Miami of Florida. The Hurricanes did what most people thought they would do. They beat FSU. Miami of Florida Hurricanes 36. FSU Seminoles 14 the final. FSU falls to a very disappointing 1-7 now. Auburn, the Auburn Tigers 24, Kentucky Wildcats 10 a final. And how about Vanderbilt kind of staying step for step with Texas? Texas ended up winning the game, but Texas was about an 18 or 18.5 point favorite. Texas beat Vanderbilt. Texas 27 and Vanderbilt 24 the final. Vanderbilt is pretty good this year. The Commodores just fall short on Saturday. On Saturday, October the 26th of 2024. Virginia Tech knocked out Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech 21. Georgia Tech 6 a final in the Battle of the Techs. Georgia Tech falls to 5-4. And Indiana stays undefeated. They do. And the coach at Indiana, Coach Cignetti, doing a great job for Indiana. Indiana Hoosiers starting to shake it up in the Big Ten a little bit. Indiana 31, the Washington Huskies 17. The final score. We got more about Indiana's win and their coach, Kurt Cignetti, doing a great job for Indiana. They're 8-0. He could possibly end up being the coach of the year. He really could. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Things getting ready to kick off. Jaguars, Green Bay, in Jacksonville at Everbank Stadium. Packers, my gosh, they're a 4-point favorite. We're talking Jaguars, NFL, and college football, the SEC, and more. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. We'll be checking scores periodically today on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Thank you for being here with us. And we'll try to, the game's going to kick off in a couple of minutes here. We'll try to pick up the video on our monitor here at World Headquarters at bigjreport.com. Beautiful sunny skies in Jacksonville. Wind's not going to be really a factor with the kicking game. Winds mainly, east to southeast today at about 5 to 6 to 7 miles per hour, about 5 to 7 miles per hour. Not much wind affect the kicking game. Brian Thomas Jr., I hope he's my click to pick, my pick to click. You ever heard? I picked him up at the last minute in one of the leagues, and I believe he's in my lineup in one of the leagues. I'm in about 5 leagues. It's hard to keep up with players that are moving in and out of the lineup. And we might have, they say my connection is fairly good on the internet. I get a lot of good feedback from, how our internet service is going. We've got a pretty good internet service. Our internet service is through Comcast. I had AT&T. Comcast, to me, is a better service. And thank you for tuning in. Well, we're brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital, Lakeview Fall Hits, and by the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Georgia and Florida, the Gators and Bulldogs were off on Saturday, October the 26th. They're getting ready for the cocktail party on Saturday. November the 2nd, kickoff 3:30 right here in Jacksonville at Everbank Stadium. So I'm going to be looking for the bowl game. Green Bay kicking off at 1 o'clock in Jacksonville. And I picked the Jags 27-21. I've given the prediction out prior to kickoff. If you're playing the over-under, the advice I got was play it a little bit under today. I think Trevor Lawrence can still get a couple of touchdown passes. Trevor is in some of my fantasy lineups. I think I've got Patrick Mahomes on one of my 5 fantasy teams. When you get a lot of fantasy teams, it's hard to keep up with all these teams and players. But the thing is, the more teams you're in, you're obviously locked in on who's playing and who's not playing. T. Higgins out. It's now after about a minute after 1 o'clock. So I think the Cincinnati game is at 1 o'clock. So you had to get Higgins out of your lineup by 1 o'clock. Cincinnati is actually, and I didn't pick Cincinnati. I picked Philadelphia. That's actually a 4:25 kickoff. I didn't really have to make the move yet because I put Pearsall in there. Then I've got another McConkey. I've got him on my roster. And, McConkey is playing on a team like the Chargers. I believe they're actually the Sunday night game. No. He plays. Ricky Pearsall plays for San Francisco. That's the 8:20 game. I think McConkey is playing in the 4:05 game. But got Higgins out of the lineup. For now, got Ricky Pearsall, the rookie out of Florida, who's not played much football yet because remember he got shot before the season started, sadly. Okay, so we got football coming up. I got the Jags on the monitor. This is Doug Peterson's 3rd season as Jaguars head coach with a 2021 record. And this season has hurt his record. His last season when the Jaguars lost 5 out of 6 games at the end, and Trevor Lawrence was having all those injuries. Matt LaFleur across the way, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. We're set to kick off. Going to kick off. The Jags are going to kick off. I don't know who won the toss, but the Jags are kicking off. Going to be old Cam Little. There's not much wind in the stadium, but the ball fell off the tee. Number 39 is going to kick it off for the Jaguars. Jaguars in teal tops, teal bottoms. Get the picture now. Jaguars in teal tops, teal bottoms. Green Bay with that big G on the side of the gold helmet. White shirts, the green numbers. Gold trousers. Cam Little put it in the end zone. Man, he hit that thing like 3 yards deep out of the end zone. Green Bay will have the ball first. So this is a test for the Jags defense against the Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love. So we'll kind of sit back and watch it. I don't know how long we're going to do this stream, but here we are on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. It's another episode because earlier this morning we did an episode too. Oh. The episode we did this morning is on YouTube. You can watch the one we did earlier. We had a lot of college football scores on that one. It's about 1:03 now. Green Bay's got the ball, and they're moving it out on the first play. And Love gets it out to number 9. And it looks like Green Bay matriculated it about 6 yards from the 30 to the 36. Jordan Love's hurry into the huddle. Going to be an interesting game. The Jags defense could be the difference today. I like the Jags to win this thing at home. I mean, they're at home after all. Come on. This is a turning point of the season. Jags lose today, they might pack it in. That might be it. They win today, possibly they can go on a winning streak. So Green Bay's got it at the Jaguars, at the Green Bay 36. Little flare pass for a first down to the tight end. He goes about 6 or 7 yards. And he's forced out of bounds by number 23. Is that Olakon, who's back playing today after being on the IR? Jags got Josh Hines-Allen at defensive end, Eric Armstead playing a tackle, Devin Lloyd, Ventrell Miller, who's impressed us early in the year, and Olakun returns to the starting lineup at linebacker. Tyson Campbell is starting this game at cornerback. Nothing, a little over 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the running back for the Packers gets a handoff from Jordan Love. He gets probably 6 yards. The Packers are moving the ball in the early going. Still nothing. Jacksonville Jaguars and Green Bay Packers, 0-0. Green Bay's offense this season is ranked in the top 10 or top 7 in the NFL in rushing, total yards, points. This is a test for the Jaguars defense. If Trayvon Walker's ever going to step up and be a dominating player, today's got to be the day. And then Hines-Allen's in there. I see Walker's lining up at left end. Jaguars kind of spreading out their line a little bit. And now Jordan Love doesn't like something, and he may have called timeout. 0-0. 12:56 to go in the first quarter. Jaguars, nothing. Green Bay, nothing. LaFleur is the coach for Green Bay. Doug Peterson across the way, the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's been exciting. We ran down some of the college football scores for you. Jaguars and Packers underway. No score early in the first quarter. We're going to stop our live stream and be back in a little while. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Well, hey, we'll be back in a little bit now.